Hello kids, how are you doing? In our previous class we studied about the area of plane shapes, and in that class I told you that area is the space occupied by any shape. Area is the space occupied by any shape. We have learned about the area of a square as length times length. This is a square, just to remind you. Also, we also learned that the area of a rectangle is length times breadth, and this is a rectangle. Is that clear? This is a rectangle. Then we also learned that the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2, or you can also say it is 1 over 2, that is half, times base times height. Is that clear? Now, this is a triangle. There are some questions that contains more than one shape. You cannot call the shape a rectangle, you cannot call it a square, you cannot call it a triangle. So we call those shapes combined shape. They are shapes that contain other shapes inside of them. If a question contains a let's say contains 2 or more different shapes, the first thing to do is to identify the various shape in the question. Well, that is why it is good to, before you listen to this video, you have to listen to the videos on the areas of some plane shapes. Is that clear? Like area of a rectangle, area of a square, and area of a triangle. So, for example, say calculate the area of the following shapes. And this is a shape. You will discover that this shape, you cannot classify it as a square or a rectangle because it contains more than one shape. The same thing as the second shape here. You cannot say this is a square or a rectangle or a triangle. How do we calculate these areas? Is it possible? Okay, let's see. The first thing to do, the first step is to identify the shapes that makes up the combined shape. The first combined shape is this. We identify the shapes. The first shape is a rectangle. How did I get this rectangle? This line was not originally here. I drew this line so as to help me solve the area of this shape. This is not adding problem to the equation, but getting the solution. I separated this rectangle from this rectangle because if you draw this line, it has made this shape 2 rectangles. Is that clear? So we'll now calculate the area of the first rectangle. And remember, we said area of a rectangle is what? Length times breadth. So area, since the length is 12 meter and the breadth is 6 meter, so the area is now 12 times 6, which is equal to 72 square meter. So this is the answer to the first part of the shape. Now to the second part, we have the same rectangle, so it's the same formula. We said area of a rectangle is length times breadth, so we have 10 times 5. 10 meter times 5 meter, that will give us 50 meters square. 50 meters square. This is a rectangle. The length, which is the longer side, is 10 meter, and the breadth, which is the shorter side, is 5 meter. If you multiply both, you get 50 meter as your answer. Is that clear? Now, this is not our final answer. They did not ask us to find the area of A or the area of B, but they said we should find the area of the shape, and it's a combined shape. We only splitted it so that it will be easier for us to solve. So area of A plus area of B will now give you the area of the combined shape. So therefore the area of the shape is now 72 meter. Where did you get the 72 meters square from? This 72 is gotten from the area of the first part of the shape, while 50 meter square is gotten from the area of the second part of the shape. 72 plus 50 will now give us 122 meters square. So this is now the area of the combined shape. Is that clear? Is that clear? Okay, let's move up to the second example. In the second example, we cannot actually describe this as a rectangle or a triangle, but it contains both a rectangle and a triangle. Is that clear? So, to solve this, we also need to identify the shape, which I've already said. It contains a rectangle. If I draw a line, a straight line here, it means it contains a rectangle and a triangle. Is that clear? So, after knowing that it contains a rectangle and a triangle, then we'll calculate it using the area of a rectangle and area of a triangle. Remember, I said area of a rectangle is length times breadth. So the length of the rectangle is 8 meters and the breadth of the rectangle is 4 meters. So 4 meters times 8 meters is now equal to 32 meters square. 32 meters square is our answer. Is that clear? 32 meters square. Now, this is not the final answer. This is just the area of the rectangle. Remember, the shape contains a rectangle and a triangle. We also need to calculate the area of the triangle. Area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. Now, in this triangle, the base is 4. This is the base. The down part is the base, while the other side is the height. So, like I said, you calculate the area of the triangle as base times height. This is the height. Exactly. So we have 4 times 4 divided by 2. 4 times 4 is 16. So 16 divided by 2 will give us 8 meters square. This is now the area of the triangle. This is the area of the triangle. But this is not our final answer. Remember, we are looking for area of a combined shape. So we now need to add the first shape, which is a rectangle, and the second shape, which is a triangle. When we add both, we get 32 meters square plus 8 meters square. That will give us 40 meters square as our final answer. Hope this is clear to you. You can watch the video over and over again to enable you understand it better. Good to have you. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.